Welcome back. The executive director of Milledgeville's Central State Local Redevelopment Authority resigned recently, saying her board is pushing through deals to sell off some hospital properties.
An Atlanta attorney agrees with her and says the board is violating its own rules. Ellie Milliken explains where those deals stand right now and why some people are raising questions.
Milledgeville's Central State Hospital property is filled with history, old buildings, and scenic sites. But lawyer Matt Ressing says what's happening there isn't a pretty picture. The board that manages Central State is working on deals to sell off properties, but Ressing says he's got serious concerns about how they're handling these deals and whether they're following the rules. Mary Demain, their executive director, agrees and resigned recently.
I found it incredibly disturbing. I had already been looking into some of the deals out here, in particular the buildings around the Grove being sold. But I had not realized the problems that she alleged with the Binion building and the men's prison sales.
Here's Demain's resignation letter that we obtained by an open records request. She wrote that she felt pressured and silenced and prevented from doing her job. Demain said Chairman Johnny Grant, who was the chairman last year, asked her to sign off on documents selling 2 buildings to a Canadian investor. She said she wasn't even given time to review them or investigate the sale. But she says Grant raised his voice, slammed the table, demanded she sign, and threatened to fire her.
Ms. Demain was absolutely right to object to it and refuse to participate in the signing of that contract.
We reached out to both Demain and to Grant, who's a former state senator. They both declined to speak to us. Ressing wonders why Grant did not sign the proposal himself.
According to the bylaws, he could have signed it, or Bill Jones, the treasurer, could have signed these contracts.
Grant talked to us this fall about selling the properties.
Finding the right combination of someone with a vision and someone with the capability of either having the money or raising the money sometimes is hard to find.
Ressing, who owns property at Central State, also questions the board's plan for the sites. He says the authority's bylaws say they should work to foster business opportunity, increase local employment, and expand Milledgeville's tax base. He believes the board is not doing this and ignored red flags about the potential buyer.
And with many of these recent sales, there has been absolutely no reference to any job creation in any of the proposals, if there even were proposals.
Ressing says the Canadian investor has no track record of development and hasn't filed a detailed plan or information on their financing. He wants the board to kill the deal. In Milledgeville, Ellie Milliken, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, we also reached out to Mary. She declined comment. The Central State Redevelopment Authority meets next Tuesday at 5 p.m. at the Lawson Building on the Central State campus.
Ressing says he and other critics of the deal plan to attend that meeting and pose questions to the board.